Well, it is Wednesday, and I am back in the office. I was in Philadelphia this morning representing a client. I'll be in Philadelphia tomorrow as well with some more cases. With that said, I'm back in the office in Morristown, New Jersey. We did come out with some blog articles today on some very pertinent issues, one being school buses. Today was my children's first day of school. A lot of schools went back yesterday, and the week before, some schools went back. And the universities, not that they're taking school buses, but they've been back for almost a month now. So we came out with an article on school bus laws in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And this is a very important issue because a lot of people don't understand that school buses are extremely special vehicles on the road, and both Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and I believe all states, treat them the same. If you pass a school bus, your license will be suspended in Pennsylvania and New Jersey because the states, every state has a compelling interest to keep children safe. And that's why when a school bus comes to a stop, states have very specific laws with regards to coming to a complete stop and not passing that bus. And there's a reason why school buses now are equipped with stop signs and that extender arm that comes out, because they do not want you passing that bus. In fact, my rule of thumb is not to pass the bus, even if the arm has been taken down, the lights are stopping, flashing. Don't pass the bus until the bus starts moving, because a lot of things can happen, and you just don't want to have a situation where it's ever called in dispute, like whether or not you pass the bus, because those are sometimes difficult arguments to win. Now, Pennsylvania requires you to stop at least 10 feet. I would stay, don't even get that close. New Jersey requires you to stop 25 feet from the school bus. And also in that article, which I'll detail, which I'll link into this video, it also gives very specific laws with regards to what you need to do when you're passing on the opposite side of the road. In addition to that article, I did come out with a blog article regarding Britt Reid. He is the son of former Eagles coach Andy Reid, who's currently the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately, Andy Reid's sons have had some issues over the years. His one son, Garrett, unfortunately overdosed on heroin about 10 years ago, and Britt has had some troubles over the year. Last year, he was charged with drunk driving, an incident where a 5-year-old girl was seriously injured. It's news today that he is going to plead guilty to that charge and face the consequences. Now, it's my understanding that it's a felony DWI in Missouri. It is great as what they classify a Class D felony. We don't have those distinctions in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. I don't practice in Missouri, but to kind of equate it, it's a similar characterization in Pennsylvania. DWI or DUI, where a person is seriously injured or killed, is a felony, and the person faces the likelihood of state prison. If a person dies as a result of drunk driving, there are mandatory minimum sentences in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Now, in the case of Reid, he has prior convictions in Pennsylvania. One is for a felony for unlawful possession, as a detail in that article, which I'll link in here. So it raises his prior record score to something other than a 0. So the court will use that in fashioning an appropriate sentence. I don't know exact sentencing guidelines in Missouri, but I know that in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, given his criminal history and the allegations here, the guidelines likely call for state sentencing. Now, that being said, the judge doesn't have to sentence in the state prison. There is a possibility that the prosecution and the defense have worked out a recommended sentence, which the judge doesn't have to approve. But if that sentence isn't approved, Mr. Reid can take back his plea and proceed to trial. His BAC, his blood alcohol concentration or content, I believe is 0.11. The legal limit in Missouri is 0.08. So just like in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, that is universal across all 50 states. So I don't know if it's a triable case, but obviously his attorneys believe that the plea was in the best course of action for him. If I had to guess, I would think that anything but a state prison sentence is a good outcome for him. Obviously, his attorneys may ask for probation even though it's probably unlikely. Obviously, if they can secure some type of county sentence with the possibility of like a work release or house arrest, that's also a very, very good outcome. He's going to have the felony conviction on his record for life, but he already has a felony conviction, and hopefully he will be able to move on from this. Now, that being said, a 5-year-old girl was seriously injured in this case, and it's my understanding that she has some very, very substantial injuries. I know that there's been a civil lawsuit, and that's been settled, and both the Chiefs football team and I believe Reid have made substantial contributions to her ongoing care. That's a good thing. But this just shows you that DUI and DWI cases can very, very quickly escalate from a misdemeanor offense in Pennsylvania or a traffic offense in New Jersey to a felony offense where you face the possibility of state prison, which is a real possibility here. But if you have questions regarding drunk driving in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, phone number 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, website gamblelaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for your families. All my books, my blogs, my videos are available there in one convenient format. In addition, our podcast is available. We always have interesting guests. You can also sign up for our group update, which goes out to over 4,000 of our current and former clients each and every Friday. It is a great resource to have. Going into your weekend, it brings together all of our latest content, and it always has some great articles that you can read and be an educated consumer if you need legal services. So once again, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you all very soon.